Well, chat, this is it.
What's up? What's up?
This is, you know, the coolest place I've ever seen in my life. You know, I don't really like, this is like a museum on crack, chat. You know, we're gonna go through all this stuff. It's not just paintings, there's clothes, there's sculptures.
Cars.
And there's a lot of stories to tell too.
Furniture.
History, damn, bro, history in the making, man. This is crazy, bro. How much do you think like this whole thing is worth?
Shit, but we got 2 hangers.
Okay.
And this is one of them. The other one has like a lot more stuff in it too.
Uh-huh.
Well over $1 billion of everything in here.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was a few hundred million. Never mind.
That's not. We got pieces worth that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Where's some
Anyway.
Congratulations.
Wow. I lucked out. Yeah, that's a big dragonfly flying by. So
is there any of these couches, are they just random couches or do they have any stories behind them?
No, they got also this all Michael's furniture. This is his stuff.
So he sat right here.
Oh, he slept on here.
Oh.
He slept on this. Yeah. You know. Yeah, so
He slept on these couches.
Yeah, yep. So
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that is the first big shock. This isn't just a collection of celebrity memorabilia. We're talking about an entire world built around Michael Jackson, with the people showing it off putting the value at well over $1 billion. And the crazy part? We're only looking at one of 2 hangers. So if you thought the furniture and paintings were impressive already, there's clearly a lot more waiting behind those doors.
By the way, this is the cover from Michael's Lamborghini.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the hat and the key to it still. This is a 1966 Corvette that Michael learned to drive stick shift in here at the hangar.
Wait, he's been in this hangar?
Yeah. He worked here every day. That's where all the artwork was made, is in this hangar, where we are right now. Here.
Is to put everything together with the exhibition to make it so it's tastefully done and it's more of a museum quality rather than just lining things up and putting tags on them. And what we've done is we've recreated many of the rooms in Neverland. So a lot of the items that you'll see, the different, the beds and the tables, they're with items as they were in the house.
A part of his childhood in one section, elegant displayed items in another, his music career in another, is from my observation.
Yeah, we've kind of segregated the different parts of his life as it was at Neverland. I mean, you had the house and the guest houses where he had the furniture. You had some of these life-size figures that he had around the different rooms. And it was an arcade room, and we've recreated that arcade room with all the games, the video games and pinball machines. And then he had a Disney collection, which many of the items, the Disney Anna collection, were in the theater and the main house at Neverland. Then we also there was 2 train stations on the property, so we've recreated and put some of those items back together so that we wanted to give people and his fans as much sense of Neverland as they could have, since very few people got to go up.
This is where the collection gets much more personal. They're not simply displaying random furniture and objects. They're recreating parts of Neverland itself. Bedrooms, arcade games, Disney pieces, even train station elements are being brought back together. It's almost like walking through different chapters of Michael's life instead of walking through a normal museum.
This is a studio piano. Yeah. So it's a little beat up, but history. And then
wow.
And then so here's an interesting chair right here. This is one of his chairs. He had this idea of that he wanted to do a limited edition of chairs.
Okay.
And a lot of his artwork, you can see this in especially his chair pieces. See this here? This is his artwork here.
Oh wow.
He drew that on there, and that's his signature down there. And so I had to make sure anybody coming here doesn't clean the furniture, He recorded all of his art. This was all recorded by his last lawyer, who did the AG agreement called For This Is It. But he named this piece My Dream, and maybe while we got it here, there's a photograph of him with the sketch of this piece here. He named everything. It was all recorded at the Copyright Office.
Yeah.
So this one he called it Their Majesties, the King and Queen of Oz. And so this is King and Queen.
Yeah.
And he says this is at the time, he said, this is me and Lisa.
One of my favorite pieces is actually, this comes directly from David Nordahl, and it's a painting that he did of Michael Jackson that Michael had commissioned. This is what Michael had seen before David created the masterpiece that hung at Neverland. So this was a rendering, that he did based upon the instructions that Michael gave to him. And then Michael looked at this piece, signed off on it, approved it. Then David created the large painting that hung at Neverland for many years. So we have in all about 4 or 5 pieces from David Nordahl consigned to us.
Michael's taste in artwork ranges from the ridiculous to the sublime, from the beautiful to the bizarre, and everything in between. Here is a portrait of a young Brooke Shields, signed by the actress herself.
And this is probably one of the most revealing parts of the collection. The artwork wasn't just something Michael bought and displayed. Some pieces were connected directly to his own imagination, his commissions, and even his personal sketches and signatures. That makes these objects feel less like expensive collectibles and more like physical pieces of his creative process.
The original victim just went back in 1960. Spending 14 weeks there. The album and film has never portrayed classic image of the individual as the museum original is proud to present the collection of the King of Pets, who just born in for white color and the insect itself is black color. Designed and created by who made many pieces that are called to each piece. He used very well from that thing. The
Extensive collection includes Michael's many multiple platinum albums from all over the world, costumes from his concerts and music videos, and his multitude of awards. And of course, the gloves and the bling.
Now we're moving from Michael's art into the part fans probably recognize instantly, the fashion. Custom jackets, iconic stage clothing, and pieces connected to major moments in his career. But here's the detail that really changes the conversation. One specific jacket reportedly attracted a $500,000 offer from Kanye. Suddenly, that old piece of clothing doesn't sound like just clothing anymore.
Michael has a penchant for all things Disney, especially Peter Pan. Many of the items in his collection are gifts from the Disney company. Scattered throughout the display are life-size statues of people, various characters who inhabited the home of Neverland. And there are quite a few statues of Michael himself. These are just some of the pieces in Michael's extensive collection of Lladró. There must have been many dinner parties at Neverland because Michael has lots of dishes, both casual and formal.
Michael told me he loved these socks, but Cher gave these socks to Michael for him to wear, and then he loved them from then on. And then from the socks it went to the glove, right? So, and of course this is his dance move, which he came up with Billie Jeans for. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is one of his Lambos. Yeah, that's a Aventador.
The first Aventador in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The first Aventador to ever touch foot in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Insane.
And then this here, he got this in Moscow.
Okay.
Where is that?
Right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right here?
No. It's the big one right there.
Oh, right, yeah, it's super heavy. Oh, this is heavy. Wow. Anyway, this thing here, it's from the Kremlin.
Okay.
He got this when he first went there when it was the USSR.
We also have a really amazing collection of high-end furniture that comes from Columbus Steel out of Italy. These were going to be furnishings that were designed specifically for Michael and that he commissioned for his home during his stint at the O2 Dome. We estimate a lot of these things very conservatively, but again, these are very high-end pieces of furniture. The large couch retails nearly $300,000. Our estimate's $130,000 to $150,000, which the reserve on each is at the low estimate.
And just when you think we've seen the expensive stuff, the numbers jump again. We're talking about furniture commissioned specifically for Michael, including a couch that originally retailed for nearly $300,000. Add that to the cars, clothing, artwork, and memorabilia we've already seen, and you start to understand why this collection is being described on such a massive scale. Which item would you want sitting in your house?
This is an original drawing that Michael did for his autobiography, and he worked with J.C. Squares on his autobiography, and one day Michael sketched this to be able to put in the book, in the front of the book. So this comes to us directly from JC, consigned to us. So it's the original drawing that's in all his autobiography books. So it's really a great piece. These are Michael Jackson's stage-worn loafers that were given backstage to Robert Earl, actually, of Planet Hollywood. And Michael Jackson signed both of them. So you can see on the bottoms of the shoes, they're heavily worn. So they're shoes that Michael Jackson actually wore on stage. They're very rare. We estimate them 2,000 to 4,000, but anticipate that they'll sell upwards 20, 40, maybe $50,000. This is one of Michael Jackson's stage-worn gloves that were made for the Victory Tour. And you can also see on the inside there's a little bit of makeup, but this is one of 5 gloves that were made for him during the Victory Tour. So it's really a great piece. It's actually the same glove that goes with the jacket and shirt that's over here. This was made by Bill Witten, and the glove goes with this outfit, but we're selling them individually. Really, really iconic piece because it's a photograph of Michael Jackson that many people remember. These are sunglasses that Michael Jackson wore on stage during the Victory Tour, and they're consigned directly to us from Corey Feldman, and they come with a letter handwritten by Corey Feldman describing their provenance. This is the jacket that Michael Jackson wore when he married Debbie Rowe, and it comes to us from the family of the little boy that Michael gave it to in Australia. So it's really a great piece. It's made by Tompkins and Bush. We estimate it right around 8,000 to 10,000, but like everything else of Michael Jackson's, we anticipate will sell for a lot more. We also have it's really, really great. It's a video-worn T-shirt that Michael wore in the video Beat It. The jacket, however, is not video-worn, but it's signed by Michael Jackson. And this, too, is something that he gave to one of the children that visited Neverland. So Michael was a very generous person. So many of these items, like the jacket and the shirt, he gave away to kids that it meant something to.
There are quite a few Star Wars collectibles here as well. This is a life-sized Darth Vader made out of Legos. If there were a museum for video games, this would be it. It goes on and on and on.
In one of the largest displays, Michael Jackson's furniture collection reflects both the unusual and the eclectic, as waxen figures inhabit various settings, reflecting such styles as modern, early American, Egyptian, Roman, and Art Deco. And in perhaps the most poignant display, bronze figures of children inhabit an endless fantasy world, reflecting a childhood which forever eluded the 50-year-old pop star.
And that's what makes this collection so fascinating. Every object seems to tell a different story. Some pieces are tied to his music, some to his homes, some to his personal life, and others simply to the world he created around himself. From stage-worn shoes to childhood-themed displays, this is much more than a room full of memorabilia. If you enjoyed this look inside Michael Jackson's extraordinary collection, hit like, leave your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.